I got woke up by the cleaning crew at the bank, that garbage can enclosure. I neglected to talk about, warnings, like trying to teach you guys about stuff. Not really. I was talking about the cleaning crew at the medical office in Little Rock, but I wasn't sleeping in the garbage can enclosure, so there was less of a chance of an encounter. Over there, it was like, you can tell nobody's coming out there and clean up because there's piles of leaves everywhere. That's landscaping, I guess, and they just don't show up in the wintertime, maybe? I don't know. Nobody was doing it. That was one of the reasons I felt safe going out there. I was like, nobody's messing around out here. The trash is never getting taken out. There's like some trash in the trash cans. It was there. I was there for 2 weeks, maybe longer. And the leaves weren't getting swept up. So I'm like, this isn't being maintained. They're not paying too much attention to this spot. So I don't think anybody's even coming out here in the daytime for a break, a smoke break or anything. Maybe, I don't know. I got away with it for 2 weeks. But anyway, I got woke up, and my SOP is to get up when I get discovered. Because I don't know if they were the cleaning crew. All I know is a pickup truck, somebody's throwing something away. I immediately got up, but it served its purpose, that place. I woke up immediately. I was ready for action as soon as I heard that gate grinding against the ground, because it has a little bar that sticks out. I was jacking the box, sitting up looking at them, ready for, It's funny, I'm kind of like, in the morning, I'm stiffening some old bones. It takes me a second once I get all my stuff rolled up, I'm warmed up and I'm all good. But when I have to pop out of my sleeping bag like a jack-in-the-box, I never feel a thing. It's weird. Makes me think that a lot of the musculoskeletal pain is got some more to do with psychology than it does with physiology. Used to be that way. They got away from that, Where am I going with this? I don't know. It's just I noticed that though, that I popped up, was looking down, I was up out of my sleeping bag, and they saw my sleeping bag laying out, and I was getting up. And then when they excuse me, and they threw the trash away and left, I was like rolling my stuff up, and then I was all stiff. So I was like, wait a second, how am I feeling all stiff when I'm rolling my stuff up? And I didn't feel stiff when I popped out. They used to think that way, like Jung and Freud. They were all, a bad back. It was caused by stress or upset stomach, ulcers. It was caused by stress. Nowadays, it's pathological. It's pathology. They don't like the idea of the mind-body connection, because that cuts them out of the equation. Doctors, no, you're hurting. You need to let us get in there with the scalpels and fix it. No, I don't think so. More and more people are getting back to that whole mind-body connection. Nah, man. MRIs did it. They're like, dude, is your back hurt? It's got all kinds of aesthetic changes. No, it does. All of a sudden their back hurts. Or they'll do an MRI and it's like, on somebody that's complaining of agonizing pain, there's absolutely nothing physically, no pathologies. There's no arthritic changes at all, or whatever kind of changes, or sign of injury. So I'm one of those people that believes in the mind-body connection, that almost all sickness is caused by, negative emotions suppressed into the subconscious. I could go on and on about it. It happens to you. You suppress stuff. Things happen, your subconscious mind, it doesn't have a sense of time, and it never forgets anything. It's burdened with all that, and it manifests itself in your physical body. And they've discovered all kinds of stuff. Like they just recently discovered that there's like 500,000 neuron-like, brain-like cells in the heart. And they're starting to go look for them in other places and finding them. I believe the subconscious mind, it's in the body. That it has thoughts and emotions and memories, but it's literally in the body, because they're looking down the brain. Where exactly in the brain is this subconscious? It's a little bit of it's there. No, it is the body. That's why the physical problems, when it's overburdened with suppressed rage or whatever. I say I won't refer to my personal history, but I've got a million stories. I'll probably start transgressing that decision. But one time I was on a bicycle tour in California. That's where I started. I just went back and forth from LA to San Francisco 100 times over a few years. I just went back and forth more than 100 times. And this time I was heading south, coming out of Big Sur into this town called Cambria. A Big Sur spectacular. I've gone through there over 100 times. I don't know how many times. And I'm it's early in the morning, and I'm going to jump the bus, to get into San Luis Obispo. Because I do that sometimes. I know how to jump all the city buses all over California. I can go all the way from San Diego to Cambria on city buses and just throw my bike on the bike rack on the front and give them $3. And I can go all the way to San Diego to Santa Rosa for like $25. It takes me a week, but it works perfect. It's better than Greyhound, actually, because I don't have to load my bike into a box and all kinds of stuff and buy a ticket, But anyway, I was doing that on that section. I was tired from going through Big Sur. It's rugged, incredible hills. But anyway, I'm at the library, and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the librarian shows up, and she can't stop me from hanging out there. It's a public spot. It's for that. There's a little bench there. I'm sitting there. She's mad about it. Huffing and puffing. She's looking around. Where's my newspaper? I'm like, I don't know. Usually I have a newspaper here. You seen it? I'm like, oh, no, ma'am, I haven't seen your newspaper. The ma'am thing pissed her off, too. I'm old. Old habits die hard. I called her ma'am, and she didn't like that. I could tell. I was like, ooh. I'm starting to get into I'm trying to say yes. Yes, just a yes, no. But you have to do it, I guess, or piss people off. And she's like, well, went inside. And as soon as she went inside, as soon as she closed the door, this car pulled up, threw a newspaper out the window, and hit the front door, the glass, and hit the ground. Well, there's her newspaper. I was there for about 10 more minutes, and I got up to leave because it's like, okay, this bus is going to be showing up. I'm going to go over to the bus stop. Because the wind was blowing a little bit. It was chilly. I was taking shelter over there in the alcove, the library. And as I'm walking by, I see her. She's posted up on a chair with her arms crossed, just glaring out the window, just waiting for her. And, I don't know, she's enraged. And I look at her, and I'm like, I point to the ground. I'm like, hey, there's your newspaper. And you could tell by her face that, you gave my newspaper back when I caught you stealing it. I didn't want her stupid Cambria newspaper. Okay. There's no news in Cambria that I wanted to get, or it's probably San Luis Obispo newspaper. I don't know. I didn't touch it. She was just so sure that I snuck her newspaper back over there because she caught me. It kind of pissed me off, man. She was just seeing a false reality, and there's nothing was going to change her mind. And it kind of like bothered me for like an hour. I was like having, internal dialogues with her, grumbling and arguing. But then I went on with my life and forgot all about it. 18 months later, because it upset me. I was mad. I didn't show it to her because, I had to suppress the anger, not to cause a problem. It's like 18 months later, man. I hadn't thought about that ever since then. Since I dropped it an hour or two, at least an hour or two, I was ranting in my mind about it. I'm doing the same thing. I'm coming south from Big Sur, and I'm pulling into town. Not the same thing, but I'm pulling into town in the afternoon. It takes me all day. I think I spent the night in Big Sur at the little picnic bench they have at this little tiny waterfall. Bicycle tours know about it, because you really can't get to it by car. There's no parking spot for it. There's a picnic bench here, old, like 100 years old, made out of stone. And all of a sudden I remember, you remember that librarian? I was like, it was like, whoa. I was like having that same like internal dialogue of just arguing with her, like, you thought I stole your newspaper and you were just being stupid. You just made up your mind and you're like, saw what you wanted to see and nothing could change. I'm like, that's been sitting in there percolating the whole time because it was obviously doing it. It was like right there, fresh as a, apple pie, out of the oven. Wow. And it made me realize, dude, that those theories about suppressed rage and powerful negative emotions and the subconscious, and they're just there and they're not gone. I got a perfect, example of that with that. I'm like, whoa, it gave me deep insights. That's why I like going on journeys and stuff, because it forces that. It forces it. It's just like, the kayak trips, man, it just wears you down. I'm sitting there looking at that. I haven't seen those videos in a couple of years, and I just looked at them a few times because all I could view them on, I didn't have anything to view them on, but the action camera, and it's got a screen like a postage stamp, and the speakers like squeak, squeak, and it was the video quality and the audio quality on these things are terrible. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to get a better camera. This is Adventures of Panhandling, not the adventures of a, billionaire, I'm hoping that's part of its charm. And anyway, this is how I get when I get woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Good morning.